Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again, and we're here to do another top 10 list. And today I'm pretty excited because I'm here to talk about my top 10 creature features. Now I don't really talk about creature features too much, which is kind of weird because it's actually my second favourite horror genre next to slashers, and I really need to talk about them a bit more, but today's perfect because I'm here to do my top 10 creature features. Now initially I thought this was going to be a fairly easy video to do because I don't own too many. I own a decent amount, but certainly nowhere near as much as my slasher collection, so I thought, oh yeah, this would be fairly easy, but that wasn't. I had to leave a few out that could have easily gone onto this list. The thing with my creature features is my collection is decent, but everything I own I really enjoy a lot. There's no really duds in my creature features stuff as yet because the collection isn't massive or anything, so it kind of did make the list a little bit more difficult to do. But anyway, I am rambling on. I could have easily added stuff like Arachnophobia, The Fly, The Descent, Feast. Those are other favourites of mine, but they didn't quite make the list. I was even contemplating including John Carpenter's The Thing and Alien in this list, but I decided to leave them out. Yes, they kind of do fall into the creature feature genre, but I do classify them more as sci-fi horror, so I wanted to leave them out. But yeah, not an easy list to do, but that's the fun thing about these top 10 lists. It makes it a bit of a challenge. So I have come up with my top 10, and here they are. I've kind of divided the video into two sections. We're going to start with the modern stuff first and then move on to the 80s creature features. So starting things off, we have Rogue. This is an awesome Australian Killer Croc movie, and definitely had to include it in this list. I think it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. The croc in this movie, he is massive, and I think they did a really good job with the crocodile effects in this one. Has some pretty intense and suspenseful moments as well. The next one is pretty common in terms of modern creature features, and for good reason, because it's awesome. That is Stephen King's The Mist. Awesome movie. I love it. This Blu-ray has the black and white version, which I definitely think is the better version to watch in my opinion. I think the black and white version suits the overall film a lot better. Really adds to the atmospheric moments as well. Yeah, great movie. Always loved this one. So that's The Mist. And the creature effects in this are really good. The creatures look awesome. The next one is probably the most underrated movie in this video, and that's Splinter. This one came out I think around 2009 or somewhere around that time, the late 2000s. Yeah, so underrated. Splinter is fantastic. It's pretty simplistic in terms of its premise. It's about a couple that are trapped in a gas station while this creature is outside trying to kill them. The creature in this one, it looks kind of interesting. It's like covered in these spikes or splinters, and that's how it infects people with the splinters. That's how it attacks. Some of the creature effects do look a bit dodgy, but for the most part they did a really good job. And yeah, Splinter, just such a great movie. A couple of classics. I really could not do this video and forget this movie right here, Jaws. In terms of creature features, it's not one of my absolute favourites, but it's an absolute classic. It's certainly in my top 10 list, and it had to be included. Everyone knows about this movie, so I don't really need to talk about it too much, but Jaws is great. Love it. The next one, another fairly common and popular one, is Gremlins. Grew up on this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I've always had a soft spot for this film. I think it's great and I love it, so had to include this one as well. I'm sure most of you have seen it. It is fairly common. If you haven't, certainly check it out. It's one of the better fun creature features from the 80s. Alright, now we're getting into my pretty much all-time favourites in terms of 80s creature features. I love all these films, I think they're fantastic. The next one I'm going to mention often gets rivaled and compared with Gremlins, and that is Critters. This is the 4-movie collection, but for this video I'm here to talk about the original Critters, which is my favourite out of the 4. 2 is a fairly close second. 3rd and 4 don't really compare to the first 2, but the original Critters, it's always been my favourite. This was a film that I saw pretty early on when I was getting into horror. In fact, I think I may have seen it before Gremlins actually. But this is awesome, a lot of cheesy fun, nothing more, nothing less pretty much, and I do prefer it over Gremlins, so that is Critters. The next one is a fairly recent addition to my collection. It actually came out this year, and it's TerrorVision. This is the only release available of the movie. It's in a Scream Factory double pack with the video dead. First off, this is a fucking phenomenal release. One of my favourite releases from Scream Factory actually. TerrorVision looks absolutely incredible on Blu-ray. They did a great job. I'm glad that TerrorVision finally has an official release. This is the first time it's had an official release on DVD or Blu-ray, and I definitely recommend it. Great release to an awesome movie. If you're wanting a really fun, cheesy 80s creature feature, you can't really go wrong with TerrorVision. It pretty much covers all the bases. It's just so much fun, super cheesy, funny, really 80s to the max, and the creature in this looks awesome. So that's TerrorVision, love it. The next one is The Deadly Spawn, another awesome one from the 80s. In terms of the actual creature, this movie is probably my favourite in terms of what the creature looks like. The creature in this looks awesome. There it is there on the cover, really nasty looking and brutal. This one is kind of slow burning in parts, but I think that works to the movie's favour. You know, there's a bit of character development throughout the film, and I definitely think once the kills start happening and once you see the creature a lot more, it definitely pays off. There's some awesome gore effects in this one, and I mean awesome. The gore effects in this look fantastic. Really fun characters. This is pretty cheesy as well. Just an all-round really fun movie, The Deadly Spawn. And guys, this is the Arrow DVD release, by the way, which is an incredible release. I'm contemplating picking up the Blu-ray, so if anyone owns the Blu-ray of The Deadly Spawn, I've heard quite a lot of mixed things in terms of the transfer. Please let me know if you think it's worth double dipping for the Blu-ray. I'd never get rid of this DVD, by the way, so that's why I'm asking. The Blu-ray is cheap enough, but is it really worth picking up is what I want to know. So if anyone out there has the Blu-ray, please let me know what you think of it. Next up, we have The Blob. This movie is one of my all-time favourite creature features. It's kind of a tie between this one, Deadly Spawn, and the next one that I'm about to show, but I love The Blob. Awesome 80s vibe to it. Got some pretty cool characters in it, and The Blob looks absolutely incredible. This one has some really awesome kills, some great special effects, and pretty cool soundtrack throughout as well. And I really love the ending. The way that they put a stop to The Blob is pretty awesome, pretty epic. But yeah, The Blob, I'm sure most of you have seen this one. It is another fairly common creature feature, but absolutely love it. And I haven't seen the original Blob movie, so if anyone has, let me know if you think I should check it out. last but certainly not least, we have Humanoids from the Deep, or Monster. This is the Blu-ray from Shout Factory, actually, one of the Roger Corman collection classics. This is the alternate cover art, which I absolutely love. Out of every creature feature I own, this has my favourite cover art. I think it looks amazing, and it's a perfect indication of what the movie is all about. In a lot of ways, to me, this is pretty much the perfect creature feature movie. It has everything I love about the genre. You've got a group of people that have discovered the creatures, they're trying to hunt them down. Awesome small fishing village. I don't know, everything in this movie just fits so well, it works so well. Really, really good cast of characters. The dialogue's a little bit hit and miss. The creatures look fantastic. They're like mutated fishmen. Awesome gore in this. There's some friggin' fantastic gore effects in this, actually. Bits of flesh getting ripped off. There's even women getting raped, and there's an epic scene at the end, which I'm not going to spoil. But to me, this is pretty much the perfect representation of an 80s creature feature. Absolutely love it. And this was a recent viewing of mine, actually. Recent pickup as well. So yeah, it's always awesome when I check out a new movie and it becomes one of my absolute favourites. And this one definitely has been, it's cemented very, very high in my top 10 creature feature list. So Humanoids from the Deep. Alright, there you go. That is my top 10 creature feature movies. I'd really be keen for video responses on this one. I know a lot of you guys don't really do video responses all that often, but if you could spare 10 minutes to sit down and do one, that would really be appreciated, because I definitely am keen to see what some of your favourite creature features are, and to get more recommendations, because I really want to build up my creature feature collection, and I'm kind of at a standstill of what are some other ones that are worth picking up. But yeah, either that or recommend me some in the comments section below. Definitely let me know what you think of the movies I have talked about in this video, and thank you for watching.